गाइस, आज मेरे गेस्ट ऐसे हैं जो अपने घर को घर बना दे। घर में इंटीरियर होना बहुत जरूरी है, लेकिन घर को होमली फील करना, वहाँ सा लगे कि हम यहाँ पे बस जाए। वैसे मैं आज आपको एक अच्छा सा ब्यूटीफुल सा एक इंटीरियर डेकोरेटेड घर आइए। So, well guys, I love having Jula. Well, this is so peaceful. I can relax, I can have fun, I can enjoy my space. Well, along with it, I have a family picture where I can keep my memories here. I have chantings over here according to Vastu Shastra. And come this side, I'll show you the space. So beautiful. This is just so beautiful. I have mandir, I have my office space, I have the decoration, mild, calm, cool. हमारे पास हमारे घर को ब्यूटीफुल बनाने के लिए बहुत सारी आइडियाज होती है। जैसे हमें बुक शेल्फ चाहिए, हमें चाहिए मंदिर चाहिए, हमें चाहिए हमारे ऑफिस स्पेस चाहिए जहाँ पे हम आराम से सोच सके, अपना काम कर सके। लेकिन ये सब हम अपने घर में कैसे बनाएं, इसके लिए हमें एक इंटीरियर डिजाइनर की जरूरत होती है। वैसे ही आज हम एक प्रोफेशनली जो इतने सालों से एक्सपीरियंस इंटीरियर डिजाइनर है उनका इंटरव्यू लेने वाले हैं और उनका नाम है मिसेस अर्चना दलाल। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट आवर इंटरव्यू। Hey guys, she is Mrs. Archana Dalal, who is an interior designer. So let's know how she has done work and designed all the beautiful houses. Welcome, Mrs. Archana Dalal, to our show.
Hi Disha, thank you so much for inviting me here.
That's my pleasure. So since how many years you are doing this work?
I'm doing almost since 22-23 years. I passed out my architecture from LS Raheja. That's almost in 1997. And after that, and with architects we have to do internships under somebody. So I had started my job as an intern since third year, and I've been practicing since then.
So you have been decorating houses since last 20 years or more?
More than that, yes. Because initial days I was doing architecture practice, but at one point I started getting my personal interior work so much in such an abundance that I almost left architecture. I only do take up small bungalows and stuff.
The difference between architectural work and the things you are in that you have started your own work?
Architectural work is basically designing of buildings.
Okay.
And it has a lot of laws and stuff. There is a lot of BMC work involved. And interior designing is, especially in Bombay, you are given a ready-made flat ka dhacha. So you are designing spaces according to what is your basic structure is given, and you are doing the interiors. I also take up offices and shops. I have also done places like Vasai and Masjid Bangar.
Decorating homes, that is what interior designing is concentrated on it. Not designing the structure of the house, decorating in the house.
Interior designing does not mean only structure and only decorating.
Okay.
It also involves a lot of technicality, because when we are redoing the spaces, like once say if we are doing toilets, if the plumbing and masonry is not right, you will always have leakage.
Yes, true.
In kitchen, if your hinges and fittings are not right, your kitchen will have cockroaches.
Yes, and the drawers won't open properly. That would be a big problem.
Yeah, and in Mumbai there is a lot of space constraints. So each and every person wants to use to the last square inch of the house.
Yes.
So that is where a designer's role comes.
So you don't do wastage at all.
We try to minimize the wastage. Sometimes you have to give open spaces even to make your space look spacious. So it is not that we are leaving spaces for waste.
Yes.
When we are opening up spaces, that also has its own purpose.
Yes, like living room needs a lot of spacious.
Yes, living rooms people want where the family can move around.
Yes, you have dinner or lunch together.
Yes, you have that small dining space carved out of living room where you want to dine together, you want to party also together. Sometimes in Mumbai people are so religious, they invite Ganpati and they really pre-plan before their interiors that this is how they will store their stuff for Ganpati, and this is where they are going to place their Bappa. Yes. And this is how they are going to place their mandir. So everything.
So while you are designing, if you have got any project and you design the things for their profile or according to their area, what is the first thing that comes into your mind?
See, first thing we look into is how much is the space and what is the family size.
Okay.
So if there is a 5 people living in a 1 BHK and 5 people living in 4 BHK. So personal space per person which they get is very different. In any case, there are people who love to have too many clothes. There are people who don't have too many clothes, but they do have too many sports accessories.
Yes.
So their personal needs, their daily life is really important when I'm designing a house. Because some people have a lavish kitchen where they are cooking too many things, they are guesting too much, so they require utensils for their guests also. Where some families are so hardcore working and they are traveling so much for their own recreation that they don't bother cooking as much.
Yes, true.
So it's
according
a very
to their
personal, we
personal
have to
needs.
understand the family needs. Yes.
So do you charge for understanding their personal needs, or do you charge only for the things you are doing and implementing in your room?
Any design when we take up, there is one part of it is design.
Okay.
And other part of it is execution of the work. Designing, I do take up pure designing where I just understand design accordingly and ensure that the furniture and the flooring and whatever work we are taking up is done in consistency with what we have designed.
Okay.
So that is called execution. There is another involvement which is contractors who actually executes, means who actually makes stuff
Yes.
on site, like carpenter, mason, plumber, POP person. So these people are the people who actually take care of the work, but then we have to keep executing. So I also do work. I don't do any work without execution for sure, because I know if the person who's working on it has not understood the design, they may end up spoiling it.
Yes, true.
So design and execution is one part, and there is another part of it is contracting, where as a designer we call it turnkey job,
Okay.
where complete material is mine, laborers are mine. You have to come to us, you have to finalize with your selections, and then you don't have to run around with any of the stuff.
Okay.
We get everything for you according to your choice and budget, and we execute, and finally you just have to open the lock and get into the house. Yeah, so that is called turnkey. So I take up both kinds of roles. Yeah.
So it's good when you realize that people are loving your space, people are actually really liking the things that you have designed or built up. How do you feel?
It's amazing feeling. Best part of any compliment is like when a person enters in a house, he feels positive about it. Like recently I've done one site where this person had lost job due to some reason,
Okay.
and I design according to Vastu. So I just made them change temple place in their house, and it was a very minor change. We use the same temple. Obviously gods are the same, so nothing difference, but we just changed the placement of the mandir in the house, and within a month he got a job.
That's
Yes.
really nice. The Vastu did work for it.
Vastu is based on science. It is no magic.
Okay.
Vastu, we Indians have been the most scientific people ever since. So early in my practice, I had met one Vastu Shastri, and as a normal science background person, I was like a kid questioning him कि इसका क्या होगा, उसका क्या होगा, why this, why that. And then I gave him few plans where he actually explained कि इस घर में बेटा abroad गया होगा, इस घर में बेटा पढ़ नहीं पा रहा है, इस घर की बेटी पढ़ाई के लिए abroad गई है, या इस घर में बहुत पैसा है, इस घर में so and so organ के related बीमारी है.
Okay. So you come to know everything from Vastu?
There are Vastu Shastris, they do. Because it's not about only that. Vastu channelizes energies. Basically we know that east-west is direction of sun and north-south is our magnetic field of earth.
Yes.
So these are the energies which combine together and have a certain effect on your life.
Okay.
So if you have some openings in your house in such a way, they are going to affect your life in a particular way where you will end up doing those things.
You can give us such tips if you want to mind.
For example, Northeast are supposed to be the best places.
North is the entrance.
Northeast direction is the best of the directions. See, all directions are very good given by God, so no doubts about it. But when you talk of entry to the house, east and north are the energy givers.
Okay.
So any house who has an entrance in north or east, and it's a general thing. I mean, everyone knows about it. I'm not stating anything new. That north and east entries people really look for when they are buying a flat.
Okay.
So if Mumbai all flats cannot be the same,
Yes.
and many a times you come to know later on. So there are ways and means by which you can enhance these directions. If there is not a door, if there is a window, you can still channelize energies. There are things which you can place in northeast and still you can
What things
invite
we can
those.
place northeast?
There's so many things. Like for that, I cannot explain you in just a short. Each and every person has a different thing which attracts energy for them.
So
Some
it
people
also
have
depends on the
crystals.
individual person.
Yes, it really depends on the individual person.
That's nice. That's a really new thing that I have came to know today.
Yes.
So what are the projects that you have done?
Initially, I had started with offices, small offices in Vadgadi and Masjid Bandar. Then same clients gave me their houses. One of the client had his office and his daughter-in-law was a dentist, so I did dental clinic. Through some contacts, I met some lawyers. I've done their offices, residences, and at one point of time, somebody contacted me for a bank, and I have done that bank. I was about to get a chain of banks, and then I left the work because I was pregnant. But yes, I've done a lot of work with breaks, with children. At that point of time, there was a priority of children.
True.
So we had taken a break, and then again these kind of clients came back. So offices, works, shops, nursing home, clinics.
So I would say your work flows through the reference.
Our work is pure word of mouth. We cannot do without word of mouth. And if my one work is good, only then I will get another work. Otherwise, I don't get work.
That's really nice. So every client of yours have appreciated your works and you have reached till here.
Mostly yes. So yes, definitely, because my practice is growing, we can say that.
So being a housewife, having children and having your work life, how do you balance it?
See, for when my children were really small, I have taken breaks. When there was some requirement in the house, I have taken lesser work. Initially I used to run around everywhere in Mumbai. Now I have started concentrating on less travel kind of a work.
So
I have people working with me. So when I take up work in Thana and Ghatkopar and Sion, now I have partners with me.
So you outsource your work?
I outsource. It's a partnership thing. We are a group of ladies who are partners. All are architects.
So you have built a woman empowerment kind of work?
It was a human comfort kind of a work, not empowerment. Today's world we cannot say woman empowerment because it goes above men. It has to be equal.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
So since you have done so many banks, nursing home, houses, offices, what is the most liked area, or what is the most, do you think that this is the most comfort zone that I can work on, or you love all those things?
See, designing is designing. I have done terraces. I mean, I do also landscaping.
How do you decorate terraces?
Terraces is a different world altogether because I really enjoy, you have to understand plants, and the lighting in the plants is something very different. That the surfaces are very different in terraces because complete tiling and everything changed. External lights are changed. Nowadays we use solar lights so that the client doesn't have to spend on those electricity bills. Plus it's a very friendly kind of lights where if water seeps in, those lights don't spoil. So
Waterproof lights.
Waterproof lights, yes.
Now the trend is that everyone wants new things. The things that you have designed in the 90s or 80s or 2000s, but now people want different things. So every time you design something, some new designs comes or new trends come. So how do you cope up with that?
See, new trends keep coming, but a person living in the house does not change. Requirements, like if you have 4 people in the family, like it's a couple living with 2 boys, the elder one gets married and requirement of the house changes. Yes. So that is with changing requirements, we have to change. Definitely we keep ourselves updated with newer technologies like automation and projectors in living rooms and all those things. We as architects, we have to keep updated ourselves. But also one more very important thing is family values we really have to look at when we are doing residences. Like when we are doing offices, even work culture has changed.
Yes.
Initially we used to all do things in books and now everything is computerized. Newer things definitely we have to incorporate. So we try ourselves best to keep updated.
So do you get recurring orders from the same family for the same place, same site?
Yes, I do. Means in these 20 years, there are 2 to 3 families whom one of the houses I know I've done twice. Another family, they have shifted a place. Like they were living in a smaller house, they've grown to a bigger house. And their first house I did, second house also I did. And second house also is like now some 6 years now. So within next 4-5 years I'm expecting another house will come.
You go with the people to have a look at the site, and then you decide that you want to do this. You also implement Vastu in it.
Yes.
You have studied Vastu?
I have studied Vastu. One of my breaks, like with children, I was on a slow pace in terms of taking up projects. I have always loved to keep learning something or the other, which keeps me updated with my work.
So you have learned Vastu, you have done interior designing, architecture designing.
Interior designing is part of architecture. When we were studying, interior designing was part of it.
Okay, now it is.
Now it is like a 5-year degree course.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So you are lucky that you got to study both in the one course.
No. For us it was much more taxing because architecture is a huge field. And interiors itself is also, you have to know both in depth. You can't do it in one go. So for us, we were fortunate that our professors were very good.
Yes.
And all the people whom we've learned from, they have grilled us through so that we are here.
So you have your own office?
I'm looking forward to having an office, but we do a lot of work online. So all my partners are there sitting in their own premises, and everything we do is emailed to each other. So, and most of our work is like 90% of our work physical, where we have clients' involvement happens on site. And after pandemic, no one can say that you have to have an office. So we have been doing this ever since, because we all were managing our children, our residences, and practicing, and we've always worked in collaborations. So
Collaboration work have done very good with you.
Yes, and it's a support system for each other, and it's a good division of work where somebody is taking complete charge of the designing, somebody is taking complete charge of detailing and stuff, somebody is taking charge of accounting. So it's a teamwork.
It's a team. So since 2 years there was lockdown because of this COVID. So how you try to cope up with it?
To me, what I've realized that demand has not gone down.
Okay.
In fact, thanks to Modi ji, that when houses got sold like anything last year, and so most of the houses are like now, anybody who's bought a new house, they want to do them up. Even during COVID, we've completed 2 sites during that phase, because how much can anybody wait?
Yes.
A person who's already started, he cannot stop his work in between. And the person who's already planning, yes, 1 or 2 sites, the person actually decided कि अभी नहीं करना है, we'll do it आराम से as and when. So they just did whatever minimal, they shifted their own old furniture and they started living there. There was a gap where it gave us a lot of time to do introspection. Okay. Because when you want to expand work, you need some time to yourself where you are not running around, sitting at one place and actually planning how you want to move ahead in life and how to expand. We did a lot of bonding with the family because we were really lacking time there. But also there is a lot of family support and my partners and everybody where we have planned out how we are going to go. So that was another thing. And due to Modi ji, thanks to him, that he put such schemes due to which a lot of houses got sold. So now is the stage where a lot of work is coming up and work is pouring in. Bless God. Yeah.
I wish you all the best for your future work and your future projects. And I would like to end this session here. So thank you, Mrs. Dalal, for having giving us so much of knowledge about what an interior designing can do to your life, to your work, and to your beautiful future. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me around. Thank you.
My pleasure.